All right, it's back to winter. Finally, we've had a couple weeks of up and down temperatures. Now it looks like they're going to go down, and for the most part, unless you're in lower Michigan, are going to stay down. So here's your look at the 7-day forecast for the western UP. We are going to take those numbers down. Now notice you see kind of an interesting feature here for Tuesday into Wednesday, right? We're going to warm things up, and then temperatures will go down, but they're going to keep going down throughout the day on Wednesday. So the warmest temperatures are actually going to be first thing in the morning. Now we're going to be pretty chilly, and notice, like I said, we keep it well below freezing after that. Yeah, we have a couple snow chances here and there, but what I'm really looking for is beyond the 7-day forecast, another round of cold kicking up a lot of lake effect coming our way. Now, this is taking a look at the eastern UP. Pretty similar conditions here, just a little less sunshine into the day Monday. Unfortunately, we are going to have the best chance for cloud cover here, so don't get your hopes up to see a whole bunch of sunshine, but those temperatures will be pretty cold, even a couple of nights below zero coming our way. Northern lower, kind of the same thing here. We're going to see a little bit of sunshine Monday. Enjoy it, because then we have a wintry mix coming on Tuesday, which will start off as some light snow, turn over to a mix, and then turn back over to some snow by the time we go into the day Wednesday. And that's when we're going to be bringing those temperatures down as well. Also some sub-zero overnight lows, and then we're going to keep it in the 20s into next week with some light snow coming for the weekend. West Michigan, this is where things get a little more interesting. By the time we head into Tuesday, we'll have more of a mix down to the south with those numbers warming into the 40s, and then some snow off to the north where it's just going to be slightly cooler. Notice we'll have the scattered snow showers and falling temperatures into our Wednesday as well. And then we're going to have the possibility for Thursday only to have just a little band of snow right along the lakeshore. And that happens when we have a north wind with the colder temperatures coming in. So it's going to likely be a lake effect band, but I wouldn't get too excited for it to affect any areas aside from Ludington, maybe Muskegon, South Haven. That's really about it. We'll keep things a little chilly into the weekend with more snow chances as well. Now, mid-Michigan and the Thumb, kind of the same thing again. We'll have better chances for liquid precipitation further down to the south. That would be areas like Flint and Lapeer. But hey, Gladwin, Bay City, northward into Aranet County, Clare, we could have those be more in the form of snowfall coming our way. Notice we'll keep things a little chilly into the weekend as well. And for southeast Michigan, more repeating the same thing all over again. The thumb counties, including St. Clair County, could have a little possibility for some snow there. That's why I included that. Otherwise, we're going to take those numbers down and keep them relatively chilly by the time we get into the weekend as well. So here's how things look on kind of a map level for you all. This is first thing in the morning on Monday. Just a little bit of light snow in the eastern UP is going to start to make its way on out. And then, like I said, pretty quiet for your Monday. Some of us even going to see some sunshine, so make sure you enjoy it. Here's that Clipper system approaching Tuesday. This is 7 o'clock in the morning right here, getting toward 10 o'clock in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon, 7 p.m. And notice how, like I said, some of that is warming up and switching into more of a mixed precip form, if not a little bit in the form of rain. As the system keeps scooting off to the east, though, look at that. We get kind of a back end effect here. It's just a little bit of moisture leading edge of some colder air. That squeezes out some snow over the day on Wednesday for all areas in the state. And then that starts to wrap up into our Thursday morning. And there's that little bit of lake effect I was talking about for Ludington over into the Thumb counties due to that straight north wind. Not everyone's going to see it. And then we're going to bring in another unsettled round, but look how this is just light. Now this is getting into Friday into Saturday. It's just light scattered snow here and there, a little bit of lake effect picking up, and then Sunday into Monday we're going to have another round as well. And then we're going to keep things pretty cold, so if I keep going here, you just see lake effect and cold, lake effect and cold, lake effect and cold, so that's what we're going to be dealing with pretty much for the rest of January. Now, there is something I want to keep you up to date on, and it's this European model and its ensembles picking up on some pretty cold air coming our way for the latter part of the month. So I just want to show you here. This map is the possibility of temperatures below zero. So obviously that happens during some of the overnights, right? There you go. Northern Lower Michigan, Eastern UP, very typical for this time of the year. That's Thursday morning. But as I keep going forward, notice it's not just the overnight lows eventually. Once we start getting through the weekend into next week, the daytime highs, this is right here, the highs on Sunday the night, or excuse me, Monday the 19th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, do have the possibility to be below zero in the western UP. And I'll show you a couple different models here in a moment, but we do have the possibility to stay below zero for quite a while. Again, this is the possibility for sub-zero temperatures. Daytime, nighttime, it's kind of looking the same in the upper peninsula. So we might have a prolonged period of some pretty cold temperatures coming our way. Now, if I switch models and take a look at the GFS, I'm just going to kind of scroll through the days here. We do have that possibility as well. In fact, maybe even a little more so by the time we get into Sunday and Monday, the 18th and 19th. and it's going to be pretty chilly out there. So notice even these ensembles, the possibility of below zero temperatures, even for daytime highs, is looking pretty significant across the upper peninsula for the latter half of the month. So we might be in store for some pretty cold air. Now the difference is here, right here, is we still have the possibility, it's just not as great as with the European model. So it might not be as prolonged. There's still a couple factors to figure out. But the nice thing about ensembles is these aren't just one model run. The European has 51 ensemble members. The GFS has 31. So between 82 models that I just showed you here, a lion's share of them are showing some significant cold air coming our way. So it's not something to lock in just yet, but that possibility is high enough that I will continue watching it for you. And again, this is starting Sunday into Monday, the 19th and 20th, I believe those dates were, all the way through the rest of the month. So there's a lot to watch still.